Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If today is your first time joining my channel, my name is Dr. Nzube Eboliche. On this channel, we discuss everything about relocating to the US, UK, and Canada through study abroad and every other means, right? And we discuss every tips you need to know on how to secure your admission and also secure scholarships so you can relocate abroad for free. Because I know very well, firsthand experience, that the most challenging factor for every international student to relocate to any country of their choice is financial sponsorship. And we on this channel we give different tips on how you can actually get financial scholarship from any program and any country and any university you are applying to. Stay with me and stay tuned. We are going to discuss very important information today. Many people have been asking me to post video and give them detailed information on how they can actually achieve this very topic we are discussing today. I'm really excited because this has been forthcoming, and I'm so excited because I know many people are going to benefit from this topic. So guys, before we continue, make sure you take a second to subscribe to my channel if you have not done so, and also turn on your notification because you want to be getting the juicy information on how you can relocate to the US and also how you can actually permanently reside in the US, secure your scholarship, admission, and different tips you may be yearning for. So please take a second and turn on your notifications, subscribe to my channel, and we get and deep dive into this information. Have you ever wondered on how you can actually relocate to the US and then permanently reside there if you are really interested and if you love the country? Many people have been asking this question, and many have looking through Google and searching for information on how they can actually do this. Even as many students who have, relocated to the US through study abroad, most of them lack the information on how they can easily change their status from an international student to a permanent resident and permanent. Now let's discuss on the different ways you can actually get your permanent residency in the US. One of the fastest ways is employment-based immigration option. This option is mainly for professionals or skilled workers. There are different categories within the employment-based immigration option. One of the category is called the employment-based immigration option 1, which is called the EB1, and we have the EB2, EB3, and EB4. We will dive into this as we progress later on. The second fastest way to get your permanent residency in the US is by marrying a US citizen. When you marry a US citizen, you can apply for your green card, and the average processing time is within 9 months to 24 months. Another way you can permanently reside in the US is through family unification. US is very big in family and loved ones. They love family. So this is a route whereby family members of a US citizen or permanent resident can actually apply to unite with their family in the US. This process is by applying for the visa, and when they come into the United States, they have the opportunity to apply for their citizenship later on. Another option is political asylum. When you apply for asylum and granted an asylum, you will be able to apply for your green card, and within a year, you can obtain your green card. So now, let's dive into how, as an international student, you can change your status from international student to a permanent resident, and then later on to a citizen. I'm giving you this information because I have the first-hand experience. I was an international student in the United States, and today I'm a permanent resident. And I did this through the option I'm about to tell you right now. There are many international students who do not know this information, and they will finish their graduate school, will not know what to do, and or maybe they are looking for a company that will file for their green card. But I'm giving you this information because as an international student, you have the opportunity to change your status from an international student to a resident. How do you do this? When you come over here to the United States for your master's program or for a PhD program, you can, once you are done, for example, once you are done with a master's program, that is what we call an advanced degree. You can leverage on that advanced degree and petition to the United States through the EB-1. Remember, I mentioned EB-1 to be employment-based immigration 1. This EB-1 is one of the categories you can use. Another option is the EB-2. Is another category. As someone who has an advanced degree, exceptional ability, or advanced skill. So while you are using these two options, EB-1 or EB-2, as a pathway to your permanent residency, you have to go through the application process. The application process involves different materials that you have to gather and package as your application package and then submit for the USCIS to review this application and then grant you the approval. So right now I want to show you guys all that you need regarding employment-based immigration EB-2. Okay, so this is what we call the EB-2. As I mentioned, this is the pathway that an international student who has an advanced degree can actually follow in order to change his or her status. Okay, so the EB-2, you can see on the website, it says that for you to be eligible, you have to have an advanced degree or its equivalent. That means it's either you have a master's or a PhD degree in the US or you have its equivalent from your country. You know, that means students who are in the US can use this pathway, and also individuals who are foreign nationals can actually use this pathway to obtain their residency. Okay, so or you are a person who has exceptional ability. So let's go down and see what the subcategories are. So here it says you need an advanced degree. Okay, and what does that mean? Documentation such as official transcripts showing that you have a US advanced degree or a foreign equivalent degree. Okay, so or an official academic record showing that you have a US bachelor's or a foreign equivalent degree, and letters from current or former employer showing that you have at least 5 years of progressive post-bachelor's work experience in that specialty. Okay, so that means if you have your bachelor's degree, you can as well apply for this if you have 5 years of experience. Then if you have a bachelor's and a master's or a bachelor's and a PhD, you can also apply for this. So if a doctoral degree is customarily required, you must have a United States doctorate or a foreign equivalent degree. So foreign equivalent means you can obtain your doctorate maybe from Nigeria, from Uganda, from South Africa, wherever you are. So far, that degree has been evaluated and it's equivalent to the US doctoral degree. So the next criteria is exceptional ability. You should be able to demonstrate that you have exceptional ability. And it says here that you must meet at least 3 of the criteria below. Not all, just 3 of these. So what are those criteria? Obviously, you need official academic record showing that you have a degree, master's, PhD, or a bachelor's degree with 5 years of working experience in that special area that you are applying for. Okay, you should have letters of current or former employer documenting at least 10 years of full-time experience in your occupation. A license to practice your profession, for example, those who are in medicine, law, engineering, all of those professional courses, you need a license that you have obtained your license or certification for your professional occupation. Evidence that you have commanded a salary or other services that demonstrate your exceptional abilities. Okay? And you should be a member of a professional association. For example, if your area is say social science, psychology, you should belong to Psychology Association of Nigeria, Psychology Association of the United States, some of all these professional courses, you should belong to those associations. Okay? So you can show recognition for your achievement and significant contribution to your industry or field by your peers. Okay? Other evidence that you think that can boost your application that will give you an edge, you can also submit that. But it says here officially that you need to meet at least 3 of these criteria. Okay, let's go down to labor certification. Remember, as I mentioned, because this category is employment-based category, you need an employer to write a letter or to give you what is called labor certification document. Okay, so this is the part where it's described what that is. So labor certification, you can get that from your employer, but as an international student, as I'm describing, this is the path I took. I didn't get the labor certification. So what I did was to apply for the waiver for the USCIS to waive this labor certification for me. You can see where it says here, you may request a waiver of this requirement in the national interest through the petition field with the USCIS. So that is the part I took because I don't have an employer. I was a student in the US with my advanced degree. So what I did was to apply for this waiver. Okay? So you see, because the national interest waiver waives the job offer. So they're going to waive the job offer for you to show that you have worked 10 years of a full-time experience or you are commanding a type of salary. So once you apply for this national interest waiver, they will waive that job offer criteria for you. Therefore, you don't need to demonstrate employers' ability to pay you a wage or a salary. So what are the type of waiver we have here? We have the General Permanent Labor Certification, Schedule A, Blanket Labor Certification, and National Interest Waiver. This is the type of waiver as an international student. This is the type of waiver you need to apply. Or even though you are applying from your country of origin and you want to migrate to the US, this is the type of waiver that you need to apply if you don't have an employer that will give you the document of labor certification. So you use this option to apply for this waiver. So what does this mean? This is for those seeking a national interest waiver requesting that no job offer or labor certification. You are requesting that they should waive that for you because what you have or what you are bringing is of the interest to the United States. So this qualifies you for the endeavors that qualifies for a national interest waiver are not defined by your statute. Instead, the USCIS considers the 3 factors below. So you can see, for you to meet this national interest waiver, for them to waive it for you, you need to meet these 3 factors. Okay? So you have to petition. These are the factors here. You have to petition that the proposed endeavor, that means what is telling you that whatever you are proposing, whatever research you are showing, whatever skill that you have, whatever knowledge that you have to show that it has substantial merit and national importance. Okay? In your statements or in your petition letter, we call it statement of purpose or your petition letter, you have to show that your research, your skill is of merit and also of national importance. It has to impact positively the United States. And also in your letter, you have to show that you are well positioned to advance the proposed endeavor. That means that if given this waiver and if given residency, you will continue in that research. You will continue impacting the United States. The third factor is, on balance, it would be beneficial. That's in overall, it will be beneficial to the United States to waive the requirement of a job offer, thus the labor certification. These are the criteria, these three criteria, these are the things you need to put in your statement of purpose or your petition letter in order for the USCIS to waive the labor certification for you as an international student, because you have not worked for 10 full years in order to get that experience they're looking for, or you don't have a big time employer to give you letter of certification. This is the waiver that you need to add to your EB2 application. Okay, so here you can read more those factors in general. You can read in detail how you can actually put this in your application. Okay, so different criteria you have to meet. As I mentioned, one of them is advanced degree. You need to have a master's degree or a PhD. Those are seen as an advanced degree. Once you have that, you have to make sure that whatever you are doing, it could be your research, it could be different skills that you have, it could be what you are doing, and you know that those things you are doing or your research area is very impactful to the United States. So that on that you can leverage by writing and explaining how those skills, how those research and what you are doing will develop the United States, if given the approval and if given the permanent residency to reside in the US, and writing that you will continue on that pathway to keep on impacting, researching, applying your skills to improve the United States economy. This is the way, as an international student, you can actually change your status as an international student to a permanent resident. Most of my friends and people who have mentored have actually changed their status even before they graduated from their program. They have changed their status from an international student to a permanent resident. This pathway is the fastest, the simplest, and the easiest way an international student can actually change their status to a permanent resident. And as you know, US is a land of opportunity. They are always sorting for students who are really intelligent, students who are really genius, students who are really innovative. And if you know that you are any of this, US is looking for you. And you will have so many opportunities here in the United States where you can actually implement those skills, those knowledge, and those research that you really want to conduct with modern state-of-the-art technology and facility. So this is a place for you. If you know you have that skill, you know that you are doing that research that is very, very impactful to the United States, you are very much welcomed to the US. This is the fastest way, as I mentioned, to change your status from an international student to a permanent resident. What you need to do is, as a master's student or as a PhD student, make sure you are leveraging all the resources, all the opportunities available to you to improve upon your skill, to impact your community. Volunteer in different organizations within your school, within different associations. Conduct a meaningful research that is very impactful to the community where you are, to the United States. So that way, as you progress in your graduate program, you can leverage upon those your research area, research skills, and those activities you are doing in the community and within the university. You leverage upon those, put them in your writing, and then submit as for EB2 approval, and then you can be eligible to adjust your status to a permanent resident. If you have any question on how you can actually go through this process, you can reach out to me through my email or my social media, Instagram or Facebook. I can put you through on how you can go through this process. Many students in the US many international students in the US can go through this process even before they graduate from their PhD program. So do not think that it's only a company that can file for you as an international student. Do not think that you have to marry a resident or a US citizen in order to get your permanent residence. You, as an individual, you have what it takes. All you need to do is to pick on this information, share this information with as many international students as you think and as you know that this information is beneficial, and they will thank you for it. Many international students who come here in the United States, they have wasted a lot of time and a lot of opportunity because of lack of information. And I'm giving you this information because I know that it's very, very beneficial to you. Share this with your network and they will thank you for it. You can reach out to me through my email and like and share this information with your network. Make sure and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And thanks for your support. I will keep giving you guys meaningful and valuable information that will help you through your relocation process and through your immigration process.